What's up, YouTube? It's Josh here with Little Desert Farm. Outside at nighttime, gonna do a little scorpion hunting here. Give you guys a little video of what scorpions are like at the nighttime. A lot of people that don't live around the desert never come across scorpions, so I'm gonna give you guys a little insight on some facts and some stuff I've learned about the scorpions. So it's hard to see the camera here because it's dark, but I've got a black light out right now. Let's see if I can get it in the picture. Maybe you can see the black light. Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to show up on the camera too well. But bring the black light out. Let's see if I can zoom in a little better here. There you go, you can see the black light a little better now. Well, when you come across a scorpion, I don't know if you can see that right there, they really glow and shine like a highlighter does when you hit it with the black light. So I'm gonna get a little closer to this guy. Zoom in a little bit, there you go. You can see they really glow with that black light. I'll leave the camera still and just move the light around. You can really see how they glow. It's hard to do in the dark. Now here's the other thing I'm going to do. I'm going to pull out the white light, a regular old flashlight here. I'll highlight the scorpion. Where is he at? There he is. That's the black light. And now you can see when I bring the white light on, he almost disappears. They're hard to see without a black light. They really blend in really well. And then when I get rid of the white light, you can see how they glow with the black light. It's really pretty cool. They're not my favorite animal because they sting you pretty good. I have not been bitten by a scorpion yet. I have been lucky. I have come across a lot of them out here in the desert, but I have not been fortunate enough to have been stung. Now my wife, on the other hand, she has. And the main reason is when I'm outside, I'm usually wearing cowboy boots and a pair of jeans, and that's a pretty good protection against the scorpions. And my wife wears a little more feminine clothing that's a little loose fitting and flowy material, and she didn't notice one got on her pants and stung her in the thigh area. Now we have two main types of scorpions here. This little guy here is most likely a bark scorpion, which is the nasty one. If you get stung by a bark scorpion, which what we think Gina got stung with, you're looking at about three days, 72 hours of uncomfortable and some pain. She said it itched really bad. When she got stung, she thought she got stung by a bee. So that gives you guys an idea of what she said it felt like. She said she felt like she got stung by a bee. But then the pain consisted for about 3 days. Got really red. We kept an eye on it, made sure it didn't get very hot, get infected, and kept an eye on her, made sure she didn't have a temperature. And with all that, everything just needed to take its course and go through the time. And the bark scorpion is the one that's potentially deadly. I think the last death was in the 1970s. Because if you get to the hospital or the doctor, they can watch your vitals and take care of you. It's mainly dangerous if you get stung in near your heart, in the chest, or near your throat where you can't breathe, if it makes your throat swell. Oh, he's on the move. It's also dangerous if you're a really little child or if you're really elderly, and the poison can be more dangerous in circumstances like that. But for an average age adult, even teenagers, it just hurts unless you're allergic to them. It's not as bad as like a black widow spider or even a rattlesnake. Much more dangerous. These guys are very similar to a bee sting, but the bark scorpion here, oh, he might have got something to eat. Chasing bugs. The bark scorpion here is definitely the most dangerous one here in Arizona. The other one that we have is called, I'm not sure of the name, but I call it the yellow desert hairy scorpion. I might have that wrong, so don't hold me to that. But the desert hairy scorpion, or it's more of a ground scorpion, and they get a lot larger. They'll get, this guy here, I'd say maybe if you pull his tail out and stretch him out from his pinchers to his tail, he's maybe 2.5 inches long. Maybe. Probably closer to 2. And the desert ones, I've seen one that's almost 10, 11 inches long from the claws to the tail. They get a lot larger. But the common size for them is maybe 3, 4 inches long. And these guys, this is pretty common for a bark scorpion. Let's look around by the trees here. I'm sure I could find you a couple more. The ground scorpions tend to go in little holes. Oh, here's another one. Oh, he just tucked into that little hole right there. Let's look around the trees. Best place to find them is where their food sources are. So around trees. They mainly eat like crickets and bugs. I'm not seeing any more right now. It's kind of a good thing. I've cleared our property out of scorpions when we first moved in. I've got 2 young boys, and I don't need to worry about them getting stung by a scorpion. But guy I work with, he goes out and hunts scorpions. He gets the desert hairy ground scorpions. They're not quite as dangerous, or they're not deadly unless you're sick, or unless you're allergic to them. He goes out and collects them out in the desert near me, and he sells them to a pet shop. Yeah, I keep looking at the same guy. Every time I come around, he goes back in the hole. I don't know if you can see the light here. I think he can feel the vibrations. And he keeps running back into the hole there. That's most likely a desert hairy one. The bark scorpions, I believe, are the only ones that can climb, like climb up the wall or climb up a tree. But they rarely go in holes in the ground. And the desert hairy ones mainly go in the holes in the ground. So it's a good giveaway of what they are. But back to the guy I work with, he collects them and sells them to a pet shop. Makes pretty good money for going out and having some fun collecting scorpions. And he got stung 3 times in one night by 3 different scorpions. But they were all the desert hairy scorpions. And their sting is very, very similar to a bee sting, as far as pain and as far as how long it lasts. It lasts for, I guess, maybe an hour-ish, Depends on what part of your body you get stung on. Bird in the tree just scared me. But yeah, he got stung in his hand and his fingers 3 times in one night. And he's in a little bit of discomfort. He said his fingertips were a little numb for the next couple days, but it wasn't very painful, and it wasn't like sore for a long time. Kind of similar to a bee sting. Wish you guys could see better. It's kind of dark, and I'm sure the camera's not picking much up right now. But I'm walking around the yard looking around some of my other trees. Like I said, that's where I tend to find most of the scorpions. There's one. See how they just jump out in the light? Or in the black light, I mean. They really glow like a highlighter. I have found maybe 3 or 4 in the house over 5 years. And that's not too bad for where we live. As you can see, I just found 4 or 5 of them here in the 10 minutes on this video here. So yeah, as far as the being stung by a scorpion, the desert hairy scorpion is very mild, but it does hurt. And the bark scorpion is much more painful, and it lasts for a longer time, about 2-3 days. So just a little video here about the nightlife here in Arizona desert. Have a good night, YouTube. Take it easy.